everybody. How are you? Welcome to Impossible Live. Welcome back if you're joining us again. And thanks for popping in and for sharing lots of amazing songs to inspire our upcoming Impossible Lives. I Today's title is, for those of you who haven't joined us before, today's title is based on the song Piano in the Dark by Brenda Russell. Been using a lot of song titles more and more in our lives, partially using my dad's love language, which is music, and partially to help keep energies and spirits up and in the right place to share and show up. Really good friend Jonathan Howard says, I'm not so sure you're an introvert anymore. I am still an introvert, and music is such an amazing inspiration that using a lot of song titles in our upcoming sessions. This one, when you listen to the song, and please continue sharing the names of song titles that are really motivating you and inspiring you. And if you're joining us for the first time, let us know where you're joining us from. And let us know a way we can help you in between our impossible lives. So today I'm laughing as I picked one of my absolute favorite songs on the planet. That today, of course, tech wasn't quite cooperating. So really grateful that you're here and joining us today. And one of the things about Brenda Russell's song, this song was released in 1988. Might be dating myself, but boy, really one of my jams. It's an absolutely amazing album that she released, and it's entitled Get Here. And one of the reasons why I picked Piano in the Dark is it reminds me of the times when really we're looking for questions or answers, or we're up because we have so much on our minds occasionally in the middle of the night. And this line in this song about when I find myself watching the time, thinking ahead, I laughed. I wore my watch this weekend. I haven't had it on in ages. But it reminds me of the days when that full-time job, weren't quite sure you wanted to get up the next morning and report to it because of workplace cultures. But that line, when I find myself watching the time, really kind of echoes and stays with me in the process of thinking about this song. And another line that hits me as I turn around in the still of the room, it reminds me of those times when we're we're navigating decisions, we're navigating how to turn, we're looking for resources or solutions to problems. And for those of you who've joined me often, we're always talking about them, whether it's energy or inspiration or something that just helps us light up our entrepreneurial and our life journeys in our fragile world. The thing I'd love to encourage you as you're joining me for these upcoming sessions is notice a little bit of a time change on the back end of our lives. And technology is changing. So we're going to go back possibly in the future where you're going to be able to find us live on LinkedIn, on Meta, on my Be Visible with Mel page, and on YouTube because technology is changing. And today they weren't quite sure they wanted us to start. So I am celebrating you joining us today. And this virtual toast is for you as you're celebrating graduations and weddings. Good dear friend is getting married again. She's having her reception this weekend. And Cindy, if you're watching, just wishing you and Walter the absolute best. I'm sorry I won't be there to cheer you on, but boy, just wishing you love and peace and some more joy. One of the things about the intersections, and I think of the piano as that I rarely played. I don't know who we have amazing musicians joining us, but I remember as a kid fumbling with chopsticks But the process of thinking of piano in the dark makes me think of the keys, things we're sorting through. We're looking for solutions. And I'd, I'd have to say, probably, I call it kind of elevate your blend, things that'll help you when you mix them up to kind of move to the next level. And the interesting thing about when the song came out, I was really at a really big crossroads in terms of careers. I think I'd been laid off for the first time when this song came out. Hi, Mimi. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Mimi's in the house with amazing energy. Thank you so much. And thanks also for letting me know the tech is working. Greatly appreciate you. The the thing that's funny about the looking for solutions and Mimi popping in is a great reminder of them. We're always looking for things that'll help us solve problems. And sometimes people don't raise their hands to share them with us. But I'm finding now I'm deep in my archives. I mean, back in some materials, not perhaps as far back as this song, but back in materials that are helping inspire steps. The music is one of them. And really, I'm really grateful during an extended season of gratitude, grief, and growth. And with transparency, my first Father's Day without my pop here. And you're always looking for solutions, whether the other day too, and a shout out, and I know this is a funny one, a shout out to Hallmark. There's an amazing notice in the middle of their emails asking you whether you would like to turn off receiving holiday emails. I think it's a brilliant customer service thing. I haven't seen anyplace else where you can turn off the emails, not just for a specific campaign, but for a specific season, for the things that maybe help you manage your days a little bit easier, that help keep the pep in your step. So as you discover resources like that, and if you offer them, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. One of the resources that I'm absolutely positively in love with are the emotional wellness journals by Whitney King of Wave of Mind Comb. I am in love with them. They really are tying into Pitching's Wheel of Emotions. And it's a chance for like a 6-month guided meditation journal to help you with your mental wellness and with your health on a journey. I am in love with them. Whitney would laugh. I'm so in love with the first journal in her series that I'm still in it. I'm taking it really slow. And why? The title of it is Emotional Awareness, Environmental Awareness, rather. And environmental awareness is what I found out in the journey of trust and exploring it with Yvette Bethel of Organizational Soul. I found out that trust, I'm now lit up. Ignite Trust is definitely Mel's hashtag. But I found out that environmental awareness was a superpower. I didn't really acknowledge it. I didn't really notice it. I didn't really frame it. And I'm really grateful because Whitney's beautiful journal, that's the title on the first one. And I'm in that lane of finding resources, as you would say, what lights you up, what actually really helps you solve problems. And another one, while we're talking about Great Whitney, are resources by Jeffrey Davis of Tracking Wonder. You've heard me speak of him before, and something I've really been diving into, and I've got some cool notes and as well as a wonderful book. And Jeffrey Davis helps me tune into the resource of focus and flow. And the deep in the grief lane, the the flow part I knew was not right. Kind of like my energy. besides just the emotional stuff and preparing for pop celebration of life. But I really need to work on focus and flow. And I was so grateful that one of my accountability partners had suggested that a while ago. It was still in my notes and it reminded me to dig back to it. So I'm on Insight Timer, checking out Jeffrey's gems. I'm back in some of his newsletters and I'm devouring all of his content on LinkedIn. So besides Whitney King and besides Jeffrey Davis, this musical journey, Brenda Russell was one of the last concerts I went to with both of my parents. And they laughed because I wanted her autograph. And I had bought the CD and I had no paper. So, really hysterical, I gave Brenda Russell a $5 bill, and it is in the cover of the CD. It, it's in another CD, but I think it's hysterical because in that musical journey, we're trying to think of ways to celebrate, ways to inspire, ways to uplift. It's a season locally where we're driving past barbecues and outdoor parties with some amazing music. And I had to really remember that the music, the expanding of the playlist with some of the amazing songs that you're suggesting and songs that upcoming guests who are going to join us are suggesting, is just really bringing an incredible amount of peace. And I'm really treasuring the resource. So please keep suggesting your amazing songs. And me, it was, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have any paper. I did not have any paper. And I'm laughing because she probably thought I was nuts. But we timed it. When I found out she was signing anything. And it was funny. They had t-shirts for sale, but maybe back then, at her concert, t-shirts were like $30, $35. I did not fall in love with the shirt the way I had fallen in love with her music. And I laughed because we were like, I was second or third online. So thinking of something to autograph would be hysterical. Oh, my sister from another mother, Marie, is here. And speaking of resources, I have to thank her, Marie Vega Byrne from Beyond Rubies. Marie and I met, she's going to laugh. We met and we never had a chance to speak privately. Finally, we were out of town on a boat trip and on a boat where it was a networking event and people were downstairs dancing. And I just was loving that view of the pier, of the water from the top level. It was just so incredibly peaceful. And I really needed the peace. And I remember that day. There weren't a lot of areas where, we weren't exposed or whatever to like the sun. And I remember being in an area with Marie, and it was my first time in a room that wasn't crowded to really hear her voice. So I'd love to encourage you, just like I was talking about us turning around in the still of the room, we finally were in a place quiet with some peace where the universe just highlighted the beauty of this wonderful woman's voice. And I really have to thank her and to honor her dad too, because she had just lost her dad. And in that process, yes, my love, happy tears of memories. And it was a chance for me to express my grief to her and also to discover a beautiful woman with amazing resources and a very large, wonderful, warm, fuzzy heart, who our friendship would encourage me later to write an essay on leadership for Leadership Orange, encourage me to really start looking at how I was showing up in the world. I was terrified at the thought of becoming a coach, and Marie really helped me with the resources to do it slowly in my own way. Delighted also as celebrating her with happy memories and occasionally with some tears across the miles as we honor our pops, to really thank her for the care of not giving up, for always giving amazing resources that we could listen to and enjoy. And in the process, one of the most beautiful friendships. If you haven't had a chance recently to show gratitude towards someone who helps you unlock keys to your emotions, that helps you learn how to show up, that in this case, Marie and I went through mental fitness through positive intelligence together in our Kaleidoscope pod. And she's around for all of the gray days and many of the sunny ones too. And people who are offering and really helping us, as the line in the song says, turn around in the still of the room, not sure which way to go, not sure which way to navigate the intersection. When you have a chance, thank someone who does that for you in their life. Think of someone who may be celebrating milestones, celebrating special occasions at a time of exceptional loss, or feeling kind of turned around, a little bit upside down, like Diana Ross's song would say. While I'm thanking beautiful Marie, I also want to thank Del Jones of Branding Out Europe. Del, I hope I didn't butcher the name of your company, Branching Out. And I have to thank Del because I met Del in Exquisite Eve Voyeveda's webinar. And many of you know Eve from Visibility Gym and from our conversations about video, and she's joined us for Mastering Personal Branding. And Eve just keeps popping in. She's on our celebrations session and just for amazing love and light. I met Del a year ago in the midst of a part-time caregiver journey that was really getting extremely complex. And Del inspired me every single day as she is caregiving for both of her parents and just celebrated her mom's 90th, her pop's 90th, as well as their anniversary. I want to thank Del for her clarity, for her transparency, for her vulnerability at times when I didn't really have somebody else to have a conversation with about caregiving for both parents with different personalities and different styles. And mom, if you're watching this, is going to have a kitten that I said part-time caregiver for both parents. But Del, I want to thank you for all you do to inspire steps, to suggest resources, to remind this trained ambivert, this introvert to come out of her shell. Some would say in Piano in the Dark, Mel's sharing a little more about the shadows and not sharing them to drown out other shadows or to, maybe we're inviting the sun to come in and it'll come back out today. But somewhere around, there is someone somewhere that if you could reach out to them as they're searching for which songs to listen to in the dark, which songs to listen to in the light, for music, for resources, and for somebody else who, just like the opening day, when they find themselves watching the time, they're waiting for something to pass. They're waiting for something to change. They're looking for some sort of inspiration and they're looking for some sort of light. And one of my guardian angels told me just before I met Marie Mel, one day you're going to be a motivational speaker. Mel, one day you're going to write a book. One day you can have a course. One day you're going to reach out. And I want to thank all of you for encouraging, helping, lending love, light, songs, inspiration during that journey. In the process of honoring our loved ones, in the process of hopefully sharing with vulnerability, with transparency, with care, with grace, with discernment. Just really want to thank you so much for popping in, whether it's for a minute, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whether it's for typing a song, whether it's for leaving a reaction, whether it's for helping reach a little bit higher, longer in this fragile world. So it's a better place for us all to live and future generations. And as we celebrate the legacies of others we love, know that I'm celebrating yours with you today. I want to thank you, as always, for joining us. Stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, stay in touch, and have a magnificent day filled with opportunities and possibilities. If we have not had a conversation recently, please don't hesitate to reach out on LinkedIn. If you're an entrepreneur with a business, don't hesitate to reach out on Meta and join us in Illuminations groups for talented entrepreneurs. If you're an organization that needs some help igniting trust, or a leader who needs some help balancing the transparency and the vulnerability, don't hesitate to reach out. It would be my pleasure. We will see you in a couple of weeks, taking some time off to honor Mom on Father's Day and honor my amazing brother on Father's Day, and to celebrate with family. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks and look forward to seeing you then. Take great care. Be well.